Every school has its ghost story. In São Paulo, it was whispered between giggles and half-terrified glances. The bathroom blonde. Teachers pretended not to know, but even the janitor avoided cleaning after dusk. They said she appeared in the third-floor girls' bathroom. The one with the flickering light, the one that always smelled faintly of old perfume and mold. The ritual was simple: look into the mirror, call her name 3 times, and flush the toilet twice. If you were unlucky, a pale face would appear behind you. Hair damp, lips blue, and eyes wide with rage. No one took it seriously until Camilla did. She was new, curious, brave, or maybe just bored. During lunch break, her friends dared her to summon the ghost. She laughed it off, but went anyway. The bell rang 15 minutes later. Camilla didn't return. When they found her, she was sitting on the bathroom floor, trembling, staring at the mirror, her reflection perfectly still, even as her own body shook. The school said she fainted from anxiety, but the janitor who carried her out said otherwise. Her hair, he whispered, was wet, and it smelled like blood and perfume. Decades earlier, in 1960s Brazil, a student named Maria Augusta, a blonde, rebellious teenager, disappeared from her boarding school after sneaking out one night. Some say she went to a party and never came back. Others insist she was murdered by the caretaker when he caught her sneaking through the corridors. But the version that endured was darker, that she slipped, hit her head on the sink, and bled out alone in the bathroom, pounding the tiles for hours before silence. When police arrived, her body was gone, only streaks of crimson leading to the drain. Since then, strange things happened in that bathroom. Faucets turned on by themselves. Perfume filled the air where none had been sprayed. And once, a teacher found a strand of wet blonde hair inside a locked stall. The nuns tried to exorcise the place. Holy water burned the mirrors, literally left black stains. They sealed the bathroom for years until a new headmistress reopened it. The very first week, a girl fainted inside. She swore she saw a figure brushing her hair in front of the mirror. But the reflection smiled when she didn't. Urban legends survive because someone keeps repeating them. And the blonde's story evolved. By the 1980s, every child in Brazil knew the ritual. Go in alone, turn off the light, flush twice, call her name 3 times. Children turned the summoning into a dare, part of growing up, part of proving courage. But behind the laughter, fear lingered. Those who mocked too loud often woke at night to hear the sound of dripping water in their own bathrooms, hair clogging the drain, perfume hanging in the air. One boy swore he saw her reflection instead of his, lipstick smeared across a smile that wasn't his own. Another student years later was found unconscious, scratches down her neck like fingernails, dragged in fury. Experts called it collective hysteria. But the janitor who cleaned the bathrooms after hours told another story, that sometimes, around midnight, he heard the stall door creak open even when the lights were off, and that a soft voice whispered from inside, "I'm still here." Why bathrooms? Why mirrors? Folklorists say mirrors are thresholds, surfaces where souls can linger, reflections that remember what the living forget. The Loara legend fits perfectly. A girl who died unseen, trapped between vanity and vengeance. The mirror became her prison, and every time someone calls her, they give her a glimpse of the world again, a reason to claw her way closer. Psychologists studying the phenomenon in Brazilian schools found that every sighting shared one detail. The reflection moved slightly out of sync. One witness described it as, "My reflection smiled half a second too late." Another said she saw a blonde figure behind my shoulder even when the bathroom was empty. Whether spirit or hallucination, the legend left scars. Teachers avoided mentioning her name. Yet curiosity always wins. Kids would sneak in, phones ready, hoping to catch the ghost. All they ever caught was static, the faint sound of a girl crying before the feed went black. In 2019, a public school in Minas Gerais tried to debunk the legend once and for all. They installed security cameras in every hallway, including the infamous bathroom. Students were told the ghost hunt was over. Now we'll see the truth. On the third night, at 2:43 a.m., every camera inside the school went dark for exactly 71 seconds. When footage returned, one lens, the one inside the girls' restroom, was cracked from the inside, as if something had pressed hard against it. The janitor quit the next morning, refusing to explain. But one clip survived from a hallway camera, a faint shadow, long hair, white blouse, slipping out of the bathroom and vanishing as it reached the lockers. Investigators dismissed it as tampering, but the headmaster shut down that wing for maintenance. Since then, local kids whisper that if you enter that school at night, you can still hear footsteps pacing between stalls, and a soft humming of a girl brushing her hair. Legends fade, but reflections remain. Today, videos about the bathroom blonde flood TikTok. Teenagers filming themselves repeating the ritual. Most end in laughter. Some end abruptly, with the screen flickering and a gasp before the camera drops. Skeptics call it marketing. Others say the legend has adapted, that every phone camera is a new mirror for her to crawl through. The story's origin may be lost, but the feeling it leaves isn't. The tension before turning off the light, the fear that something might answer. Maybe she was Maria Augusta, maybe just fear itself, shaped like a girl who never left the mirror. Because the scariest part isn't summoning her. It's realizing the legend keeps growing, feeding on attention. And when you whisper her name in front of the mirror, you're not just remembering her. You're giving her a reason to remember you.